Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to Exclusive Modest. Hope you have fun that video. Today's episode is going to be on how to cut this lovely style you are seeing on the thumbnail. I want to combine these two fabric to achieve this style. You can see this is the dusted fabric of two shades. You can see it now. So this particular one is going to be the outer part of the abaya, then the other color is going to be the inner. So I'm using 1.5 yard of this lighter color, and the deep color is half yard. So the first cutting here is going to be the inner part, then I'm going to use it to cut out the outer part. So let me start with the cutting of the inner part first by folding it into 4. So this is the one I'm going to cut first. You can see I'll fold it into 2 first, then into 4 before taking the necessary measurement. You can see this is into 2, then into 4, like this. So now this is after folding it into 4. The next thing to take the length here, I'll be making use of 30.5 inches. I'm using the whole length of this. The 30.5 inches is with the same allowance, so I'm using the whole length of that. So now the length of the shoulder is now 5.5 inches. This is 5.5 inches for the shoulder. Then I'll be making use of ½ inch for the shoulder slant. ½ inch for the shoulder slant, you can see. Then connect it up, slightly up to the center of both back and forth. Then from there, I'm going to take the armhole measurement of 5.5 inches as well. I don't want the armhole to be tight. No, it's an abaya, it has to be free. So the bust measurement, I'll be making use of 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches. Then I'll be making use of some inches for allowance. Then the waist is 10 inches, and the half cut is 10 inches. At the half cut, I'm going to take 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches, then I'll add my allowance to it as well. You can see. Then I'm connecting them together. Then to the full length, slightly to the full length of the dress. Then I'm cuffing it to the shoulder to bring out our armhole. Then from there, I'm going to cut it out. So you can see the cutting now. To the full length of the dress. You can see how I manage this. I said if you want to cut this for a bigger measurement, the inner is going to be 1.5 yard or 2 yard, depending on the measurement you are dealing with. Then the outer is going to be 4 yards, so that will make it 6 yards because of the pleat around the knee, around the leg of the outer. So I want to trim out the excess here just to make the down part to be neat. So this is what I've done here. So the next thing here is to cut out the neckline. I'll be cutting out the neckline. So I'll be making use of 2.5 inches for the wideness of the neck. Then the deepness of the neck is going to be 1.5 inches for both back and front first, before I now recut the neckline of the front. This is after cutting it out. Then the next thing here is to load the neckline of the front. I've taken one of this out. That one I took out is the back, so I've loaded the neckline with 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches plus 1.5, that means the deepness of the neckline here is now going to be 3 inches. So that's what I'm cutting out. So for the front, for the back is going to be 1.5 inches, and for the front is going to be 3 inches. So you can see it's now, this is now the front, and we have our back as well. So I'm going to use this to cut out the other one. So this is what I've done here. You can see I've used this particular one to cut out the outer one, but the outer one is not as long as the inner one, because the outer one is going to have a pleat to make a complete dress, because the length that I'm going to use here is 34 inches. You can see what I'm having here, but at this outer one I'm having 28 inches. Then I'm adding it to 28 inches to give us 36 inches. So the remaining 2 inches is going for the same allowance. So you can see what I'm having here. then this is 8 inches as well. So by the time I join everything together with the allowance and everything, I'll be left with 34 inches for the main length. So that's what I'm going to use to make a pleat around this. So the next thing I'm going to take here is to take one of the front that I cut out. Then we are going to divide it into two. It's like it's going to be a kimono at the outer. So we're going to divide the opening now. So that's I'm folding it equally like this. Then I'm going to divide it out now like this. So the neckline for this is going to be a V neckline. For the band to be able to be on it, so that's the band I'm using 5 inches. So by the time we fold it into two, we'll be left it 2.5 inches. So the half inch is going for the seam allowance, then the 2 inches is going for the band. So this is what we're having here now. The next thing I'm going to cut out here now is the sleeve. So I want to cut out the sleeve using this. So by folding this into 4, because I'm cutting the 2 sleeves at once. So this has been folded into 4. So the next thing is just to take the length of my sleeve. And this sleeve also is going to have 2 inches band. So any any length I'm using here, I'll be deducting 2 inches from it, because by the time we add our band to it, so that it should give us the exact length of the sleeve. So here I'll make use of 14 inches length. By the time I add 2 inches to it, will be 16. So the 16 inches is okay. So I just want to cut it out now. We have not meant to on how to cut a sleeve, so just a normal sleeve cutting. That's what I'm cutting here. You can see the cutting of the sleeve, just to bring out that shape of the armor, and that is all. So I'm going to notch the center of the sleeve too, so as to know the center of the sleeve. So before I can now deduct the length here, I want to take the length here. The length I needed here is just 14 inches. So, and this is 14 inches as well. So this is my 2.5 inches being 5 inches being folded into 2. So then I will join it here, but at the center there's going to be a plain. You can make use of a bias, you can make use of the inner fabric, just to make that touch of the inner on it. Welcome back. Here the finished work so far. This is what I've joined together. That is the inner. You can see they only attached at the armor. So I only attach my inner at the armor, so they are not attached at the bow, because of the belt that is going to be at the center of the waist, because you can see how the belt, the way it is on top, you understand. So that's the second armor too. So now this is the halter, and this is the plate. You can see it now. You can see the touch that I use on the outer. You can see how beautiful this turns out. You can see the pleat at damper. You can see the band at the center of the outer kimono. You can see it now. You can see the upper part of the kimono. So this is the sleeve also. So I'm going to show you the back now, because I'm going to add a zip at the back. I'm going to add an invisible zip at the back, so as to make it neat and fine. So this is the back. So I'm going to add my zip to it. You can make use of a button, depending on how you want. You can bias it and make use of a button, but yeah, I'm going to make use of a zip, just to make it neat. You can see the down part, you can see the back, you can see the pleat at the back, you can see the touch like a bias. I use the main fabric, but you can also make use of a bias. If you're watching me for the first time, what are you waiting for? Just subscribe to my channel for more amazing tutorials. And for those people that have already subscribed, I really appreciate you guys for watching my video. Always see you in the next tutorial. Assalamu alaikum.